Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Title for our practical project is acceptability test for spaghetti bolognese mushroom with different bread. So we have 4 members, which is me, Siti Zaka binti Azhar, Nurin Shamimi, Nurul Asmayaza, and our last member is Sarah Noakila. So for our objective, the first one is to evaluate the sensory attribute, which is taste, aroma, texture, color, and overall acceptability of bolognese mushroom pasta sauce from 3 different brands, which is Kimball, Adabi, and Prego. The next one, our objective is to identify if there are significant difference in consumer preference among the 3 brands using statistical analysis, which is ANOVA.
For introduction, this sensory evaluation project aim to compare the sensory attribute of Bolognese mushroom pasta sauce from different commercial brands, which is Kimball, Prego, and Adabi. Spaghetti is used as the carrier to standardize the testing experience, and the main objective is to evaluate consumer preference based on taste, texture, aroma, color, and overall acceptability.
So for the sample preparation, we will use 2 cans of mushroom pasta sauce for each brand. Then we put the sauce into the pot and 1 teaspoon of salt to the sauce. Then we add 50 of milliliter of water to thin the sauce slightly and not make it thick. Then we stir and heat the sauce until it's warm and boiling. Then we cool down the sauce before filling to the test cup. Then while the sauce heat, our group boil 1 packet of spaghetti in water for 50 minutes. Then while the spaghetti and sauce are ready, we put together in test cup according to pre-assigned code for each brand.
For our test method, we will conduct a hedonic test, which is a 9-point hedonic scale was used to assess the sensory attribute, where 1 is disliked extremely and 9 is liked extremely. And for panelists that will participate in this test, the total is 13 panelists, and each panelist will evaluate all 3 samples based on 5 sensory parameters. And this method is commonly used in consumer research to determine preference and acceptability of food products. And method we will use ANOVA, where the data will obtain from hedonic tests from 13 panelists will analyzed by using ANOVA and the statistical method used to determine whether there were significant difference between mean score for every sensory attribute. And among the 3 mushroom pasta sauce product from Kimball, Prego, and Adabi. And each attribute was analyzed separately using statistical software such as Microsoft Excel, and the p-value was interpreted at a significance level of 0.05.
So for our sample ballot, our group use hedonic test questionnaire. So in the questionnaire, they have title, which is acceptability test for spaghetti bolognese mushroom, name, course, date for panelists to write, instruction to panelists to read before proceed to eat the sample. In the questionnaire, they have also 9-point hedonic scale, which is 9 like strongly and to 1 dislike strongly. So in the table they have sensory attribute, which is appearance, aroma, texture, taste, and overall liking. So they have 3 code sample, which is 193 for Prego, 572 for Kimball, 863 for Adabi. So and the last one, they have section comment to panelists write.
Sensory evaluation is involving a panel of participants, which is 30 panelists, who will taste and rate the spaghetti bolognese mushroom, and the panelists use their sense such as sight, smell, touch, taste, and sometimes hearing to evaluate different attributes of the dish. Okay. Uh, this poster invite a participant to the sensory evaluation for spaghetti bolognese mushroom, aiming to gather the feedback of sensory quality. This sensory evaluation use human sense to assess the sensory attributes such as flavor, aroma, appearance, texture.
Now we will go through to the ANOVA calculation, and the first one is appearance. For the null hypothesis, there is no difference between sample 193, sample 572 and sample 836. For alternative hypothesis, there is difference between sample 193, sample 572 and sample 836. For appearance, F obtained was 5.8825, and the F critical was 3.1559. So F obtained is greater than F critical at 0.05 significance level. So it will reject null hypothesis. In conclusion, there is difference between sample 193, sample 572 and sample 836. For the second one is aroma. The null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis are the same as appearance. So we will go faster. F obtained was 3.4998 and F critical was 3.1559. So F obtained is greater than F critical at 0.05 significance level. So we will reject null hypothesis. So there is difference between sample 193, sample 572 and sample 836. For the third one is texture. Null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis is still the same. So for the F obtained was 6.0543 and the F critical was 3.1559. So F obtained is greater than F critical at 0.05 significance level. So we can reject null hypothesis. And there is difference between sample 193, sample 572 and sample 836. The fourth one is taste. The null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis is still the same. So the F obtained was 3.3412 and F critical was 3.1559. So F obtained is greater than F critical at 0.05 significance level. So we can reject null hypothesis. And there is difference between sample 193, sample 572 and sample 836. And the last one is overall liking. For the null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis are still the same. So the F obtained was 1.9646 and F critical was 3.1559. So we get F obtained is lower than F critical at 0.05 significance level. So on here we can accept null hypothesis, and the conclusion is there is no difference between sample 193, sample 572 and sample 836. Based on the spider web chart, Prego received the highest score in all sensory attributes, which is appearance, aroma, taste, texture and overall liking, indicating it was the most preferred spaghetti bolognese mushroom among the three brands. Adabi followed closely behind, showing good acceptability but slightly lower than Prego. Kimball had the lowest score across all categories, suggesting it was the less favored by the panel. Overall, Prego was the most acceptable brand based on sensory evaluations.
The conclusion, this sensory evaluation project successfully compared the acceptability of spaghetti bolognese with three different brands of mushroom sauce, which is Prego, Kimball, and Arabi. By analyzing appearance, aroma, texture, taste, and overall liking using a 9-point hedonic scale, the study provides clear insight into consumer preference. The result can assist in identifying which brand deliver the most favorable sensory experience, offering useful guidance for both consumer and food products developer in choosing or improving sauce formulation.